फौज के बारे में क्यों नहीं पता यार तुमको? फौज में बस ये एग्जाम निकालने तक का फोकस था, बाकी वायर यू नॉट अवेयर? मतलब चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ तो पता ही होना चाहिए यार, फौज का हेड कौन कर रहा है इंडियन आर्मी को। और तुम बायोटेक्नोलॉजी कर रही हो और बायोटेक्नोलॉजी में ही आगे नहीं जाना चाहती, तो फिर कर क्यों रही हो भाई? फौज भी लोगों के लिए खड़ी होती है जहाँ कोई नहीं होता, चाहे वो उत्तरकाशी हो, उत्तराखंड हो। सेकंड चॉइस है तुम्हारी सीएपीएफ। तो तुमने आंसर तो याद कर दिया कि पैरामिलिट्री सीएपीएफ बोलूंगी। लॉ किस पे काम करता है? फैक्ट्स पे। आर्मी और एयरफोर्स की नॉलेज तो पूरी हेरी फेरी है, कुछ भी मिक्स करके तुम बोल रही थी। तो दैट इज द पार्ट वेयर यू नीड टू वर्क। लाइक इफ यू गोइंग फॉर इंडियन आर्मी और प्रोबेबली वन ऑफ द बोर्ड्स बैंगलोर, इलाहाबाद या कोई आएगा, बोर्ड आ गया तुम्हारा, ठीक है, जो भी बोर्ड आएगा, अपनी इस एनर्जी लेवल को हाई रखो और इन आंसर्स को फ्रेम करो ढंग से। हाय एवरीवन, आई होप आपने जो मैंने लास्ट इंटरव्यू लिया था अब्दुल का, जो 7 टाइम कॉन्फ्रेंस जिसने अटेंड करी थी, आपने देखा होगा। होपफुली वो काफी लोगों को पसंद आया और उन्होंने कमेंट्स भी करी। तो उस इंटरव्यू को डेफिनेटली देखना, इट विल रियली गाइड यू फॉर अ कमिंग एसएसबी इंटरव्यू। आने वाले 2 इंटरव्यूज के अंदर जो मैं कैंडिडेट्स का इंटरव्यू कर रहा हूँ, वन इज श्रद्धा एंड सेकेंड इज मधुरम। ये दोनों ही फर्स्ट टाइम अपने एसएसबी देने जा रहे हैं। एक सीडीएस एंट्री है एंड वन इज दी एफएसबी एंट्री। और आपको पता लगेगा किस तरीके से ये सवालों में फंसते हैं या फिर कहां पर इमोशनल हो जाते हैं एंड इफ दे बकल डाउन अंडर प्रेशर। तो ये 2 इंटरव्यूज को देखिए। और पिछली बार की तरह ये बताना चाहूंगा कि आई एम नॉट फ्रॉम डीआईपीआर, बट आई हैव अ डिसेंट नंबर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशंस। और काफी सारे बच्चों का मैंने इंटरव्यू लिया है जो आज की डेट में फौज के अंदर है, चाहे वो नेवी हो, आर्मी हो, एयरफोर्स हो, या फॉर दैट मैटर इंडियन कोस्ट गार्ड। सो दीज इंटरव्यूज विल रियली हेल्प यू, क्योंकि इसमें मैं काफी डिटेल लेवल पे ग्रिलिंग करता हूँ, ताकि रियल एसएसबी में कई बार ग्रिलिंग आपकी कम हो सकती है, बहुत ज्यादा हो सकती है। मैं यहाँ पर ज्यादा इसलिए करता हूँ ताकि आपके जो भी वीक एरियाज है वो आपके सामने आ जाए और आप उन पर काम कर ले। तो ये हो सकता है कि जो मैं क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहा हूँ वो रियल एसएसबी में शायद ना पूछे जाए, या पूछे जाए, या फिर बहुत डिटेल में भी पूछे जा सकते हैं। My entire endeavor is that it is done in detailed by me so that the candidate is prepared for the SSB. Hi Shraddha, how are you?
Hi, sir. I'm good.
So Shraddha, I've got a PIQ, I've got a SDT, I've gone through it, and we'll start the mock IO now. And basically, I want to know, you come from Ghaziabad and you've also stayed in Gautam Budh Nagar. So apart from Ghaziabad, are there any other places where you have stayed?
No, sir.
Entire life has been in Ghaziabad.
Yes.
Okay. So if I, and your current age is around 24 years. Okay.
Yes.
So in last 20 years, if I want to ask, is that how has Ghaziabad as a city changed? Okay. I'm not necessarily talking about governments, but how has the city changed? What are the good things which has come in Ghaziabad? What are the problems it's currently not able to resolve?
So Ghaziabad has modified so much recently, especially in terms of infrastructure and the road and the communication. It has been improved a lot. Ghaziabad, it is leading now. Many MNCs are also setting up their startups in.
Can you tell me 3 of the MNCs which you're talking about?
Infosys is the one that has recently established its startup in Ghaziabad.
Infosys ने startup start करा है गाजियाबाद में?
Yes, sir.
What is the startup name of Infosys? Like, what is the startup?
MNC company. It's an Indian company.
No,
but
I
it
know
has-
Infosys, but you said Infosys has started a startup in Ghaziabad. Which is that startup, I'm asking? Or you mean to say that Infosys has started a branch in Ghaziabad?
Sorry, sir. I would like to change my statement wherein
Okay.
it has started its branch. One of
Okay.
its bases has been established in Ghaziabad,
Okay.
and the roads and communication. it
नहीं, I
has
am
been
asking 3
improved.
MNCs. तुमने एक बोला है, मुझे 2 बताओ और.
So there is this edutech company which is named as Six Red Marbles, which has been established in Ghaziabad.
Is that a MNC?
Yes.
What is a MNC?
It's a multinational company which has its bases in different countries as well.
Okay.
And it
So the
operates
company you're talking about, Dreamless Marbles, apart from
No, sir, it's Six Red Marbles.
6 Red Marbles, apart from India, which all other places it is there?
It is in UK and in California and US. That's
Okay.
two
Third?
countries. So I can't recall the third MNC.
Okay, third. Okay, so MNCs have come in Ghaziabad. There's a development of infrastructure.
Yes.
Okay, what all?
So the traffic regulation, it has been improved so much recently. Roads and transportation, it has improved, and that's it, sir.
Okay, what are the current problems?
So I would like to one more point I would like to add in improvement. The crime rate, it has also been improved in the Ghaziabad. Since the 2014, the BJP government has coming into action. So there is lot more.
Shraddha, can you raise your voice? That would be good.
Yes, sir. Sure. So I was saying that there in crime improvement has been so much improved in Ghaziabad after the coming of BJP government till 2014. So these are the improvements that have been done in Ghaziabad. And the problems which we mainly face is there is still so much traffic, and because of slow progress in roads and construction it takes. So there is a traffic movement which is especially in areas like Mohan Nagar and in Kela Bhatta. So these are the areas which witness traffic.
Okay. How many years you been staying in Ghaziabad?
So I've stayed there for 23 years.
23 years you stayed. You've heard of Hindon Air Base?
Yes, sir. It's in Hindon Air Base.
Yes. Okay. Tell me on Hindon Air Base, Indian Air Force, which planes of Indian Air Force are there which are stationed on Hindon Air Base?
So about air forces, I have no particular idea, but I can guess few. There is Rafale that's been recently after
So
Jalandhar.
Rafale is in Hindon, you mean to say?
Yes. Recently they have put on jets of Rafale. They were earlier in Jalandhar, Punjab. Now they have recently I have got to know about in this.
That they are in Hindon.
No, they have shifted. They have just started shifting it, and there is.
Are you sure Rafale is in Hindon?
Recently, they have shifted two of these jets into Hindon.
Okay. What was
That's
the
what I've
necessity that India bought Rafale? Like there was Eurofighter, there was F-35, F-22. There were a lot of planes. But we went with Rafale. What are the particular things? What's the technology? Why is Rafale was the optimum choice for the AF, Indian Air?
I don't know much about the technology, but there were so many superficial features.
Superficial features?
Yes.
Okay. So Rafale had superficial features.
In comparison to the technologies we had.
Okay. What do you mean by superficial?
3-4 more features that we didn't had till now. We had got.
Okay, Shraddha, do you know what is the meaning of superficial?
I'm sorry, sir. I might be using the wrong word.
Like we say, na, this person has a superficial, iski character is superficial, which is fake. You are saying that Rafale had 3-4 fake features.
No, sir. I beg your pardon, sir. I might be using the wrong word, but.
Okay. So बताओ क्या features थी Rafale की 2-3 features बताओ. Since तुमने बोला वो हिंडन के अंदर खड़ा हुआ है.
Sir, the sound and navigation system that in supersonic cruise boom.
You're just guessing. You have any idea about it?
I had no idea.
You have no idea. Okay. You have idea about Indian Army?
Yes, sir. Little bit.
Little bit? Why little bit? Are you working somewhere?
No, sir.
When did you finish your graduation?
In 2019.
What was your age that point of that time?
22.
22 years. So, and now it's 2 years and 4 months. So I want to understand, Shraddha, how are you living with the self that you're dependent upon your parents, you're not working, and सारा पैसा उन्हीं की तरफ से आ रहा है, why you're not working?
Sir, I was doing my masters.
Okay.
And just after completing my masters, I took 6 to 7 months, and then I prepared for the CDS examination. Then I cleared the CDS examination.
So why it took you, like, why it's after the masters you're going for CDS? Why not after your graduation?
So after in 2021, I had started preparing for the CDS examination, but that time I was pursuing my masters as well. So
you couldn't get time to prepare for it.
Yes, sir. I was not that consistent with my studies for the entrance examination as I was preparing simultaneously for my MSc examination.
नहीं तो जब तुमने एमएससी में एडमिशन ले लिया था तो ये 2019 था 2019 के बाद 2 साल 2021 तो 2021 में you are in the second year of your final year second year of your masters.
No, sir. I took admission in 2020 December.
So 29
because there was a COVID time and there was lockdown.
No, I understand. 2019 you finished your graduation.
In 2022, I had finished my post graduation.
No, I'm asking you graduation कब खत्म हुई?
2019.
2019 which month?
So
2019 June or May or April?
In August.
August?
In August we got the results.
No. 2019 which month you gave the examination, final examination?
It started from the month of May and then it ended.
May में तुमने exam दिए 2019.
Last of March it started.
And कब खत्म हुए?
In April mid.
ठीक है. So 2019 April you gave the examination.
Then after examination, their practicals.
Understood. And then you took your admission in PG in 2020, which time? December.
December.
So I want to understand from 2019 April, चलो मैं तुम्हारे practical भी मान लेता हूँ. 2019 June to 2020 December. This is almost how many years? 1.5 years. इसमें क्या कर रहे थे आप?
So it was in 1.5 years exactly.
अरे
In
दो
August, almost I got my result.
you got your result, but after June you were free ना तुमने exam तुमने मार्च तुम्हारे मई तक your practicals were completed by May. So
Yes.
after that तुम पढ़ तो रही नहीं थी. तुम it's जून से टाइम स्टार्ट हो रहा है, जून टू दिसंबर.
Yes.
ये 2019 है. Then it's January to next year. For this 1.5 years, if you're serious, you could have prepared for serious examination. यहाँ पर 1.5 साल क्या कर रहे थे?
That time I didn't know about the serious examination. I got to know this in 2020 in month of September, wherein the notification came in for
So what did you do for this 1.5 years?
I was preparing for the MSc entrance examinations in Delhi University.
Did you clear it?
Yes, sir. But I didn't got the seats because my rank was 80 and one in one course and in 76 in the other course. But the total number of seats were 15 and 8 in the other course. So I couldn't.
Okay, so for 1.5 years, you prepared for this exam, but you couldn't come in the merit. Then you went for your second choice of MSc. College?
I did it from the private college. Then
okay, you did from private college. You went for IMS, right?
ITS.
IPS.
ITS, Institute of Technological and Studies. Science.
But you've written IMS Ghaziabad.
This is from where I have done my graduation.
Okay.
So my post graduation
okay, ITS. Okay, you went to ITS.
Yes.
ठीक है, तुम ITS गाजियाबाद में चले गए करने के लिए. Okay, so 2021 you got to know about CDS.
In 2020 last in September I got.
2020 2021.
2020.
अच्छा 2020 दिसंबर में तुमने एडमिशन लिया, उसी टाइम पे you got to know about CDS.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 2020 December. And when did you first appear for CDS?
In December itself, sir.
This exam in 2020 December.
Yes.
So how many CDS you've given?
So 3.
3. You've cleared 1.
Yes, sir. No, sir. I beg your pardon. I've given 4 attempts and 3 attempts I didn't clear, but in 1 attempt I made it. So
why did it take such a long time to clear CDS examination?
Sir, because I was doing my masters and I wasn't consistent with my studies.
So why were you not able to do this multitasking?
So other than my masters and the study we had to do for master, it's a professional course. We had to do so many assignments and practicals as well. I had some things going at my home as well.
Like what?
Mother was not well and my brother's marriage was going on. And my grandfather was also, there was some joint family issues that my family was going through.
Shraddha, these problems which you're telling me, see, when we take people in the forces like your mother, brother, grandfather, these problems will, 10 times the problem will come. And you'll be posted at somewhere you might not be able to pick up calls. You're saying that at a young age of 22, 23, you're not able to manage an examination with your graduation be going on. लोग तो graduation के साथ job भी करते हैं. Post graduation job, you're not able to manage. How will you survive in the army with this attitude that you're not able to do multitasking? तुम यहाँ पर अपने exams को और family को manage नहीं कर पा रही, तो वहाँ पर कैसे करोगे? You'll be posted somewhere, and if your mother has a problem, father has a problem, how will you survive there?
So there wasn't just one exam. There was 2 exams. MSc was my regular. And I had to do in MSc there is no, it's not
okay,
a
tell me which is tougher, that you're standing on a border and 3 fires यहाँ से निकलती है. Which is tougher? To survive in that environment when things are going at home, or managing examinations?
Yes, sir. This is my mistake that I could have done better in my time management, but that's what I'm learning and I'm working on. Okay.
So you decided in 2020 or post graduation. In your post graduation, was there any NCC in your college?
No, sir.
Okay, so you've done. There's a drop of percentage in graduation from 81 to 80. Then you went to 65.2. Why?
So till 12th.
This is Chaudhary Charan Singh University, right?
Yes, sir. So till 12th, we had this thing of writing to the point answers. But during my graduation and the university I came in, there is speed and the writing. The more pages you will add to your content is something that's regarded more. So I wasn't good in that.
Okay,
so that was
like by now you must have done a lot of psychology tests. So you realize that in psychology you need to write for 2.5 hours to 3 hours.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you need to match up with that speed, what do you do?
So that's what I had said in graduation. I realized that my writing speed is not that good. So I started improving upon that. And in post graduation, I worked upon
No,
that.
I'm asking about graduation. Stick to that, right?
Yes, sir.
So in 3 years, you couldn't increase your speed.
So after the first year itself, I had increased my speed.
What's your first year marks?
56% it was.
Second year marks?
67%.
Third year marks?
68%. The average I got was 65% because of 56%.
What's the topper of your class marks?
So it was 73%.
73%. This was in which BSc honors in biotechnology?
Yes, sir.
Why did you go for biotechnology?
So in 12th standard, I had interest in biotechnology because there were chapters in my biology section about biotechnology. So that time I was interested, and that was the only thing I knew about how to pursue further in paramedical science.
Is currently the tri service is doing some biotechnology projects which you're aware of?
DRDO, there is a branch of DIPR. So they are working with these tri services are working, and DAPR, DAPR.
What is DIPR?
So it's Defense Institute of Paramedical Research.
Defense Institute of Paramedical Research.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's two branches in DRDO.
Okay.
During my post graduation, I went there for the internship, but I couldn't make it because there were already seats were filled for the internship. So that's why I went for NIPGR, that is National Institute of Plant Genome Research, and there I got in. And I did my research in the dissertation program. It went for 6 to 7 months.
Currently, if we talk about India, India is in which stage of biotechnology? Are we ahead of the Europe or Americans, or we are far behind?
We are not behind, but we are not up in upfront region as well, because there is lot more improvement that we need to do. And when I talk about the research paper, India comes at the 20th place. The US, UK, the research paper, the amount of research paper they release every year is far more ahead than India. And in research, we are lacking, but we are coming in front. We are working slowly, but this progress is very much slow in comparison to other fields.
Got it. What does biotechnology mean?
So it's the fusion of biology with technological advances.
So in a layman's language, you want me to understand what does it do?
So basically, like, there are so many examples in our sector, like there is IVF, fertilization.
That's also example of biotech.
Yes.
Okay.
So the test tube babies we heard, and the nanotechnology, birds we wear to listen to people. So that's also an example of the stem cell therapy, wherein the regeneration of stem cells could be done if we fuse them in the bone marrow. So we can regulate the functioning of other anatomical features.
Oh, great. So when it comes to biotechnology, which are the top 5 companies in the country? You tell me top 3.
So can I take a minute to recall?
Yes. You can also tell me about, so these are the top 3 in the country, and these are the ones which are best in the world. And if you can also tell me what are they currently doing?
So the very first progress that's been seen in biotech is IVF. So there are so many branches of IVF. Private hospitals as well as government is providing many schemes for IVF. And the other is in, like you said, that I can conclude in the other countries as well. So UK and Canada, these are the two prominent countries that are coming up front in IVF technology. And also in Japan, because there is a population drop. That is why the IVF technology is far more prominent in these three countries. And there is stem cell therapy that is more prominent in South Korea region. But India, particularly, it is particularly available in cancer cell therapy. Cancer cell institutes, that is, there is Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute in New Delhi that is working with this stem cell therapy to treat cancer. So I could recall these two.
No, that's what you're telling me. What's happening in? Can you tell me some big companies in biotech? Why are you not aware about this? एक company तो बता दो इंडिया के अंदर. There's a lady associated with biotechnology firm, if you're aware of. Very, very popular person.
So Sugandha Mishra?
Not the one I know, but anyways. So हाँ, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी के फर्म्स के बारे में नहीं पता है. You know what's happening around there. और इंडिया में currently IVF के अलावा कोई एग्जाम्पल नहीं है. IVF स्टेम टेक्नोलॉजी पे इंडिया काम कर रहा है.
Yes, that's what I'd give an example. Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute, they are promoting the use of stem cell therapy in cancer treatment, other than the radiation and the therapy they usually give. Yeah, because it is less painful.
Okay, if you don't make it through the forces, you plan to go in this field only in future?
So it would be my last preference. My second preference is paramilitary forces if I don't make it in the armed forces.
Paramilitary forces.
Yes, sir.
And which paramilitary force you're planning to join?
So through CAPF examination.
And which one do you want to join? Are kaun si join?
NSG.
You want to join NSG?
Yes, sir.
From CAPF you will join NSG. How does that happen? I also want to know.
So firstly, we will be assisted as assistant commandant.
Where? In NSG?
No, sir. The promotion in the branch if
No,
I get.
No, like what is CAPF?
So Central Armed Police Forces.
So you will join assistant commandant in CAPF.
Yes, sir.
And then you will join NSG.
No, sir. You asked me which preference in the later years I could join.
No, I mean to say you'll join paramilitary force through CAPF.
So
is paramilitary force and CAPF same thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, since they are same thing, which one do you want to join? वही तो पूछ रहा हूँ मैं.
So I could recall only 5 forces, the BSF,
हाँ, तो which one do you want to join? You want to join NSG, not BSF.
No BSF.
Okay, you will straight away from CAPF you'll join NSG. How many years, like, since this is your second preference of joining CAPF, I'm very proud of you. तो CAPF तुम्हें join करना है, and paramilitary and CAPF are same things as per you. Okay, so if paramilitary and CAPF are same things, I also want to understand how through CAPF you directly become NSG's assistant commandant. कैसे है मतलब? Which scheme is this?
Sir, I didn't say that directly I will go there. So first we serve as assistant commandant.
Where? वही तो पूछ रहा हूँ. So you're not aware about your second choice, second plan of action, how it will be.
So I had little idea, but I'm not much.
So your second choice is a little idea. Okay, great. Second choice, little idea. So let's go to your first choice of Indian Army. Okay, so I'm hoping that you know about Indian Army. I want to understand that since your first choice, you want to join Army, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The militancy is shifting towards Rajouri Punch. Why it is shifting towards Pir Panjal Rajouri Punch, specifically from Kashmir side? No idea. Okay, no issues. Okay, which arm of the Indian Army you want to join?
Corps of Aviation.
Corps of Aviation. Okay. Which choppers aviation corps of the Indian Army have?
So Chinook is there.
Chinook is there.
And HAL.
Chinook is with the Indian Army, not with the Air Force.
It is with both, sir.
It is with both?
Yes. If Indian Air Force demands it, then they can have it as well.
No,
though primarily
Indian Air Force demands from Indian Army.
Though primarily it is with Indian Army, but when it's required to carry any logistic, Indian Air Force can.
So it's Chinook is with the Indian Army, and Indian Air Force बोलता है कि हमको चाहिए तो Indian Army को दे देती है.
So I don't.
Chinook is from which country?
Sir, it's from USA.
Which company made it Chinook?
So Martin and Greens.
Martin and Greens. Very nice. You have created a new company, Martin and Greens. Lockheed Martin just died.
Sorry,
Martin
sir,
and
it's
Greens.
Lockheed Martin. I'm sorry.
Chinook is being made by Lockheed Martin or Boeing?
Sir, it's Boeing.
It's Boeing. Good. Lockheed Martin, Boeing. थोड़ी देर में तुम हिंदुस्तान एरोनॉटिक्स लिमिटेड भी बोल ही दोगी. Okay, so you want to join the aviation corps. Chinook. Chinook के अलावा और कौन से जहाज है aviation corps के पास?
34.
HAL 34. Good. Very nice. What are the fighting arms of the Indian Army? Very simple question. What are the fighting arms of the Indian Army? Okay, who was the first Chief of Army Staff of India?
Bipin Rawat, sir.
I asked Chief of Army Staff, not CDS.
So, MM Narwani.
Very good. If Narwani sir would have been here, that was nice answer. Chief of Army Staff, you've given me Chief of Defence Staff. Who is the current Chief of Defence Staff? CDS कौन है currently?
MM Narwani, sir.
Who is the current Chief of Army Staff? No ideas. This is about the Indian Army. So the question very simple, Shraddha. You don't know anything about Indian Army. I've asked. Okay. You are not even telling me who is heading Indian Army. When it comes to second choice, you don't know paramilitary, CAPF, you directly want to become assistant commandant in SG. These are your first two career choices. But when we come to your third career choice, biotechnology, you know biotechnology, you know IVF, you know what is happening in that field. You're very well aware about it. So why is that you know your third choice, but the first two choices, first and second, they are going in garbage? इसका कुछ नहीं पता तुमको, ना ही तुम मुझे आंसर दे रहे हो. So if a third choice is actually your first choice, why are you wasting your time out here in the Indian Army? Why are you not focusing on that? Just saying that I saw someone in the uniform, I want to join, that's okay. But why don't you know about the forces? Like if you go for a Google interview, you know about Google, right?
So my knowing about my third preference It's because I've spent 5 years. I've given my 5 years of my
So you
life.
take 5 years to learn about a thing that what you.
That is why I had little idea about. I have much idea.
So you
about
mean to say you're a slow learner, that you take 5 years and take 100% knowledge and remember 5%. So that way we only give you 11 months of training at OTA and you need 5 years. You learn how to shoot in 5 years.
So it's not about the how many years I have given.
Huh.
It's about I have given much time.
Huh.
But when it comes to army and the paramilitary forces, the choices I've given, I had not given much into
Why?
the knowledge.
Why? Why have you not given time? Do you think it's like having joke? Joining Indian Army is a joke?
No, sir.
Like, your life is at risk, but there are other Jawans whose life at risk. It's not like, biotechnology, it's not an IVF test. It can be done again and again. If a Jawan's life is lost, it's lost.
So I know my core knowledge is little weak, but I'm trying to work upon it. I am reading more geopolitical news and more about Indian Army, and I'm working on it, sir.
I'm not even asked you about geopolitics. I'm asking you basic things. Anyways, moving to your, I want to understand you've done a lot of extracurricular. Okay, you've done oral presentation, debate competition. You also done Modern United Nation Conference. Tell me about it. What were you doing here?
So there was 5 branches of UNSC, UNA, that UNGA, sorry. So I had participated in UNGA, that was United Nations General Assembly, and I had represented Bangladesh in that conference.
Nice.
But
This was when?
It was during 2017, sir.
Oh,
during
nice.
my graduation second year.
Okay. And what did you represent Bangladesh? What were you representing them?
I was representing the core values of Bangladesh, where what are the future and promising ideas and initiatives Bangladesh is going to take. And
Who is the Prime Minister of Bangladesh?
Sheikh Hasina, ma'am.
She recently won her 4th term, if you remember.
Yes.
So, since you just told me that you are working on geopolitical also, so what's the current relation between India and Bangladesh, and what are the contentious issues?
The current relation between India and Bangladesh, it is on its mutual connection. There is no such bad things that's going with other native countries like Maldives that recently we are going through. But there are friendly relations with Bangladesh, and the only contentious region it's going with that the insurgency, the militant attack that been going in Manipur and the other northeast adjacent states of India. So the people migration of those insurgents.
That's more associated with Bangladesh, or that's more associated with Myanmar?
Sir, it's associated with Bangladesh as well.
Okay.
Because there is it has been seen in the news recently that there is up down of such migrant people from Bangladesh as well coming to the north eastern states.
So, insurgency in Bangladesh is an issue.
No, sir.
Insurgency in Manipur is an issue.
Arrival and going through of hiding of these people into the Bangladesh.
And what's your take on UNLF?
UNLF is a militant group in Manipur. It's based in Manipur.
Okay, so what's your take on that?
So I recently, in conversation with the Home Minister of our country, they had agreed to surrender their arms and fulfilling their promises for maintaining peace and security in the lot of improvement has been going on. Conversation with Home Minister is going on. So lot of such insurgent groups have reconciled with the government of India, and they are tried to.
So apart from UNLF, can you name me 2-3, since you said lot of?
So there are 2 to 3 such militant groups.
Batana kaun hai?
But I can't recall their names.
Okay, you can't recall. Okay, so you Model United Nations, you were representing Bangladesh, and you secured first position in Inter-Institutional Science Fest.
Yes, sir.
So you have always been good at science?
Almost.
Okay. So why are you not going in that field?
Because it is not my interest, sir. I wanted to pursue.
So you are good in science, but you're not. You're gifted in science, but you're not interested in science.
Yes.
Okay. And you're interested in
Indian Army.
Okay, you're interested in Indian Army in aviation. Okay, yes. Right?
Yes.
Take this pen. सीधा करो, सीधा करो. Imagine this is a helicopter. Okay. Is the front side of the helicopter और वो पीछे है. ठीक है. And you're good in sciences also. Okay, so I imagine this is an easy question. You have to tell me इस हेलीकॉप्टर का थ्रस्ट कहाँ पर होगा, ड्रैग कहाँ पर होगा, the 4 parameters of flying, और किस प्रिंसिपल पे हेलीकॉप्टर उड़ेगा. So you like aviation also, you're good in science also.
Sir, in science particularly I am good in biology, not in physics.
ठीक है, तो फिर नहीं पता.
I am a student of biology.
पर तुमने साइंस बोला ना, मैं साइंस पूछा तो साइंस में ठीक ही हो गए. फिजिक्स कहाँ तक पढ़ी थी? 12th तक पढ़ी? हाँ तो फिर तो ठीक है ना. दिस इज अ 10th 11th प्रिंसिपल आई एम आस्किंग.
Yes, sir. About thirst and
थर्स्ट हो गया, ड्रैग हो गया इसका. किस, चलो हेलीकॉप्टर छोड़ो, इसको हम एक फाइटर प्लेन मान लेते हैं. ठीक है. अब ये फाइटर प्लेन का निब वाला पार्ट फ्रंट पार्ट है और पीछे वाला है. यू टेल मी ऑन विच प्रिंसिपल इट विल फ्लाई. सिंस यू वांट टू जॉइन एविएशन, आई एम सिंपल क्वेश्चन ही पूछ रहा हूँ ना, उड़ेगा कैसे? Okay, I'll tell you the principle. Can you explain me that principle, how it will be?
so I will try.
Okay, it's Bernoulli का theorem लगता है इसके ऊपर. Bernoulli's theorem is applied on it.
Bernoulli's theorem.
हाँ, it's related to pressure. Do you know?
So I can't remember it completely.
Why is this happening? You know, when I'm asking you things related to forge, Shraddha, you're not able to answer. When I'm asking you about science and other things, you're able to tell me. फौज के बारे में क्यों नहीं पता यार? फौज में बस ये एग्जाम निकालने तक का फोकस था. बाकी वायर यू नॉट अवेयर. मतलब चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ तो पता ही होना चाहिए यार, फौज का हेड कौन कर रहा है इंडियन आर्मी को. यू आर टेलिंग मी द लास्ट COS. Anyways, moving from this, you've also written that your facial expressions are little serious. How is that a problem?
So it's not a problem for me, but for my teachers, when they watch me and they thought that I'm quite serious, and they thought that I'm not listening to them. So they have to ask me if what is going in my mind. So I have to tell them that, sir, it's my resting face. I'm not thinking
Resting face?
Yes, sir.
So you have different faces. You have resting face. Then you also have a poker face.
No, sir. It means like I have no expression then. So when I'm not thinking anything, of course, everybody keeps a rest face. It's in that sense. So I was advised to keep a subtle smile on my face so that it doesn't look that intense.
So tomorrow, if your seniors asked you to have a serious face back, you will leave this and you'll become serious face.
So if they are my seniors, I have to follow the protocol and orders.
Okay, what happens that one of your seniors says that you need to have a smiling disposition and one of them says no, you need to have a serious face. Which one will you follow?
So in front of that one serious,
both of them are in the same meeting.
They are in the same room.
Haan.
So I will ask them what to do if they can convince. They can.
You will ask them to convince each other.
No, like they can make one. Give me an order. I will request them to give.
So you will ask them. आप दोनों decide करके बता दो मुझे क्या करना है. Okay, that you need to. So one of them is saying, नहीं, I'll tell you need to have a smiling. One of them is saying that you need to have a serious face. And there is one more senior, he is telling you, be natural. अब क्या करोगे?
Sir, in front of that senior who will ask me to be natural, I'll try to be natural. And in other two seniors,
And three of them are in the same room. Why do your friends find you very trustworthy, rather very trustworthy and reliable? Why is that?
Because I am trustworthy, sir. They can trust me with their things. I never share it with other people. I keep it to myself. So that is why.
Okay. How do we know you're speaking truth?
So they are friends of mine here. You can ask them.
Okay, tell me two things which I can definitely say that because of these two incidents, you are definitely trustworthy.
So my friend, there is one of my friends, Smriti. So she had problems going around in her family. Her father was ill, and that is why she was restricting herself to open up, and she didn't want to share it with other people. So she told me it secretly, and she didn't want me to share it, and I didn't do that. She
told you what? That her father is not ill. That's the secret.
The secret is that her father was ill and her sister was, there was some disputes going around in her family. She was on the verge of getting divorced. And then that's why she came back her home. So these were some personal matters of hers. She could only share with me because she felt so comfortable around me. So she didn't want me to share it with my other friends.
Okay.
So in that sense, she found me trustworthy.
So that's first. One more incident?
With my friends only, sir.
Whichever. Friends, parents, anyone. Your personal life.
So in my family matters, if my parents know that there's my nephew, I have taken the responsibility to drop him every day at the school and I have to take him back. So while I was preparing for the examination, I used to go to the library. So my bhabhi, my sister-in-law, she never was any doubt and she was never scared that by time she will ever be able to reach there to pick up my nephew or not. She trusts me that she will handle herself and she will pick him.
That's more of a responsibility that I understand. Basically I'm talking about trustworthy and reliable. So like the example you gave to previous one, similar example I'm asking. What was that name? Smriti.
Smriti.
Okay. Ek aur do example.
So it was my other friend, Priyanchika. So she had a boyfriend, and she had so many things going on with her family. So one day she went out and she told her parents that she is going to the coaching with me, Shraddha, and
While she was going with a boyfriend.
yes, she was going with a boyfriend, and she trusted me with making a cover up for herself. I had told her parents that she will come by this time, and she is with me, so she could trust me in that matter.
So, Shraddha, I want to understand there's a dilemma out here. Obviously, you were acting as a good friend, but at the same time, you are lying.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, if a similar situation comes, your coursemate says you please lie to the CEO that I'm here, but he's actually not doing it. What will you do?
So I will first tell him to not to do that, because when we are in a professional circle, we have to go and abide by discipline and responsibility. So I would convince him to stay.
He says there's a need and whatnot, like Priyanshi was telling. So, what will you
Sir,
do?
if the problem and the need is critical, I will support.
Okay. So, in this Smiti and Priyanshi case, Priyanshika, have you told this about to anyone else about this?
No, sir.
Okay, so they trusted you on this. So if they trusted you, why are you telling me about this?
Yes,
Aren't you breaking the treaty of trust with them?
The reason being that you don't know them, and I've been asked to give the examples, so that's why.
So there are a lot of people, for example, which don't know Priyanshi and Smriti. So will you go on outside road and tell
No, sir.
everyone?
It's my first time discussing it here, sir. I've never discussed it anywhere else.
So if there's an interview and you are ready to say, then for a job you're ready to sell your friends. Humko kya?
No, sir, it's not like that.
So why are you telling me they're trustworthy secrets, Smriti and Priyanshika? I'll take your number and tell your parents about it, and they'll tell them then.
No, sir. You asked me the trustworthy incident, and I couldn't tell you the better incidents than that.
Okay, so you're ready to put them under the bus, na?
No, sir.
See, they were secrets, na? They were secrets. They were with you. Now they're not secrets.
Sir,
Now
during
they're conversation.
SSB, we are expected to open ourselves. And if they got to know about this, that I have told this, so they will be okay with that. They won't.
Okay, chalo good. If they're okay with this, why do you want to join army apart from aviation corps?
So the foremost reason is that I want to serve my country.
So you can't serve doing biotechnology.
So I have the second reason is that when I got to know about Indian Army services, that the females can also join it, I was quite fascinated with the life they lead.
What kind of life? You're fascinated by what kind of life?
So, for example, I've given the preference of joining Corps of Aviation. So, how the military, how the people in the army, they help in conducting several missions, and they support the Indian Armed Services officials.
Since you said, tell me 3 mission of aviation corps. Since you said aviation corps mission,
Like, sir, there was Balakot airstrike.
that was done by aviation corps.
Yes.
कहाँ पढ़ा है यार तुमने मुझे बताओ कि एविएशन कोर ने बालाकोट मिशन कर
The kind of mission it was conducted, indeed, there would be any lead of Corps of Aviation in supporting the army. Any issue like there won't be any hand of it.
बालाकोट मिशन क्यों करा था आपने?
So because of the insurgent attacks on our bases.
Where? In Udhampur?
Sir, in Uri.
In Uri. So in Uri we did Balakot. Okay. कहाँ से पढ़ रही हो श्रद्धा? ये कौन सी बुक से पढ़ के आए हो आप? So anyways, wonderful to understand in Balakot the aviation corps was doing. So since okay, and what else is motivating you to join the army apart from the Balakot Indian Army strike?
So the foremost reason, as I've told you, it's to serve my country.
I'm asking you again, Shraddha, to serve the country, you can do in biotechnology, you can do in CAPF, or as per your paramilitary forces, lot of other things are there. Why Indian Army?
So it's my dream to join it.
Okay, it's your dream to join. Why it is your dream to join Indian Army?
Because, sir, I think I can do very well if I'm given opportunity to.
That is good. You will be given. I'm saying, why should that opportunity be given to you? What is it that it takes you to join the forge? वही पूछ रहा हूँ मैं.
So the adventurous and thrilling life.
Adventure, थ्रिलिंग लाइफ, ये तो व्लॉगर बन के भी कर सकते हो ना, जाकर कूदो उससे, वो छत के ऊपर चढ़ा के तुम्हें पहाड़ के नीचे से कूदाते हैं, एडवेंचर के लिए बाइक तुम चलाती हो. So it comes with serving and taking pride in our job. So say you become a biotechnology officer, तुमको हार्ली डेविडसन खरीद ली तुमने, जाकर तुम कूद रहे हो, वो भी कर रहे हो तुम, you are doing that जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा in jumping, you can do that, all those things. You'll be proud that you are making money, you're contributing to the economy, you're paying your taxes on time. How is that life less from this?
Because in leading that life, I won't be that proud. In here, I would be proud doing that because it's my dream. I want to join.
I'm asking again. You said you'll be proud. It's your dream. Why it is your dream? That's when I'm asking why, you are saying adventure and thrilling life.
So, can I tell my little story if you allow me to? So, earlier in my neighborhood, there was one Indian army officer who used to live, and
Please raise your voice.
who used to live in my neighborhood. So he hardly used to come back to his home, and he was always on duty. So I watched to witness that the sacrifices they made all for the country, and I, for a reason, sir, I don't have such responsibility to lead my, because I have two elder brothers. They're taking care well of my family, and I want to put myself and give my whole to the country, so that, because I don't think anything I'm scared of, and I can give very well if I'm given opportunity.
So you were inspired by your neighborhood army officer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what part inspired you?
The kind of sacrifice they put, and
What sacrifice sir was putting?
not coming to the home, and also many a times their wife used to call him and they don't pick up because they are not in the network zone. Many a times there are so many, like in Assam and Northeast, they get posted, so there is always some series of tension going around the borders as well.
So he is not picking up the call became the motivation.
Motivation became his dedication towards the forces and the sacrifices he's putting,
Okay.
and his will
He
to
was in
coming
which
out.
unit of the army?
So,
He was in which unit of the army?
so I have no.
How many years that he has been your neighbor?
So it's just 4 years.
4 years. Have you spoken to him?
Not much, but his
Why?
name is Anurag Bhaiya, because he hardly comes back home, and for 1 and 2 months he comes back.
कभी मिले नहीं हो अपन से?
No, sir, I have met him, but not much. We are not much in conversation. We are with Lata Didi. We are in conversation. We have little much.
Okay, so he goes to the unit and he's working there, and since he's more dedicated to that's your inspiration to join.
One of the inspiration.
What are the other inspiration?
The other inspiration is my will to join there and my dream.
Shraddha, you been in a relationship?
No, sir.
Why?
There's no reason, sir.
What is your take on people who are in relationship?
I think it's good to be in a relationship with if you have any subsequent partner who is understanding, caring. So if they're comfortable with the relationship, they can.
Why are you not in a relationship again? Why didn't you go ahead with it?
So I have many guy friends, but I didn't feel any attraction and love, care from any fellow guy to take this and make a relationship and out of this. I have good friends, but not.
You're courageous to take actions. Tell me 5 actions which you've taken in your life related to this.
So the very first action was during my 12th standard. It was the joint family dispute that we were going in. So when I came back home, there was nobody to be found because all of them were at the police station fighting. So I had to take initiative to take care of my grandfather, and they were all snatching up each other that we will take him, we'll take him. So
How did that impact you personally?
It impacted me, sir. I got a little disturbed at that time.
This was when?
It was during 2016, 12th standard.
Okay.
Because there was nothing in power. Everyone was elder to me. I had just listened them. I had to just listen
When
them.
you got disturbed out of it, how did you come out of it?
Being with my parents and my family members.
Okay. Next.
The second courageous action was, so Bhabhi, she got.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it was during 2022, my grandfather died. So my uncles, they didn't want my father to see my grandfather. And my father was in Lucknow that time. My brother recently got married. So for the Pag Fera ceremony, they were coming back home. And at 5 a.m. in the morning, my father called me that grandfather died. So I went there. I did all the rituals on my own self, and everybody was against me. They didn't want me to come closer to grandfather, but I did anyway. Then they were taking them to the cremation place, and I had to hold him anyhow because I wanted my father to at least bid last farewell to my grandfather. And they were all coming on to me. They wanted me to get away from grandfather and so that they can take him to the cremation place. But I was adamant I wanted my father anyhow. I didn't want anybody to take this right from my father. So I hugged my grandfather and didn't let anybody to take him out. I hold him tightly. I managed to hold this situation for 15 to 20 minutes. I think that was the most courageous thing I had ever done. They were all abusing me from the backside, but I had to hold it. And somehow I managed to hold it for 20 minutes straight. And that time my father came in and my brothers, they all, then when they arrived, they gave shoulders to my grandfather. That was the most courageous thing I'd done.
Okay, Shraddha, it was lovely talking to you, and you did open up, and it was wonderful talking to you, Shraddha. I had asked for three courageous things. You've told me the second one, and you're saying that, but you started with Bhabhi. Bhabhi was a different thing, or it was a
So I was trying to escape this incident of my grandfather's death. When it stuck my mind, I couldn't hold it. I was escaping to my bhabis, but so third was sorry sir.
Third was
My bhabhi when she got pregnant. So I took the responsibility to take her to the clinic every day on my bike. So the first time when she sat back on my bike, I usually take her to the market and every place, but I wasn't that much scared. But when the time when she told me that little be more careful in the speed breaks, speed breakers, then that time I realized that that now I have to handle care because there are two lives sitting in back. So that was a courageous thing. For 9 months straight I took her.
Any other incident you remember?
No, sir. Okay. The fourth incident I could record it. It was this year 2023. My mother had a gas attack. So it was 1 in the midnight, and she called me. I was sleeping to the room, and I went to her, and she was. I thought that it's a heart attack because she was miserable. She was lying on the bed, and then waking up, running. I couldn't hold the situation, so I had to take her to the hospital. And that time they put in some pipe from her mouth, and then there was so much gas. So later on, she was so adamant to not to go to the hospital the next day because I thought that it's something serious that happened. So I had to take this initiative to convince her that it was not a simple gas problem. It was a gas attack, and it could be due to the major reason because paternal mother, my bua, she had liver cancer, and she got to know this very late. Almost 80% of her liver was melted by then, and she was avoiding it because she thought that it's due to her eating habits. And we were all late to realize that, and I didn't want that to happen with my mother. So I got scared. So, but I had to take initiative, and everybody at my home was all convinced that it's nothing, it's just a gas thing because she has this habit of eating late. By 1 a.m. in the morning, 1 p.m. in the morning, she has her first meal. She usually have it. So her eating habits are very bad. So I knew that it's not something normal. So I had to take her. I fought with everybody at home, and I take her to my bike, made her set of my bike, and then I took her to the Rajnagar clinic, and we did all ultrasound there, and there was 22 stone that was found in her gallbladder. So I was right on that point. I had to put in the effort because I knew that I had this gut feeling that there's something wrong, and they were all very irresponsible in caring that. So that time my father was also denying it, but when the ultrasound came in and everybody was convinced that it could be a very big thing. 22 stone is not a small thing. That too in the gallbladder, which is in the size of this much, 30 meter, 32 meter. 22 is very big stone.
So how is she now?
She's good now.
The stone is out.
Then we had operated and removed the gallbladder.
So you had a laser surgery?
Yes, sir.
You
No,
removed
it
the
was
gallbladder or only the stone?
the full gallbladder.
Okay.
It liver can work on its own without the gallbladder.
Yeah, that I know. So, and you didn't try for that homeopathic medicines and all?
Because the stone was too big. If there were little stones of 1 to 2 meter or 3 to 4 meter, we could dissolve it by giving allopathic medicine. So, but the stone was big, so we had to operate it out. Okay,
Shraddha, if this interview would have been started again, or if you want to re-go in this interview, what would you change?
So my crying.
Okay, Shraddha, it was lovely talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
Kindly sit. So, what did you understand in the interview? The interview is over now, and you can talk. See, अच्छा ठीक है, पहले तो तुम ये बताओ कि 10 में से अपने आप को कितने मार्क्स दोगे अगर 10 मार्क्स का इंटरव्यू? 4। ठीक है, इसके बाद भी हम बैठेंगे। अब तुम मुझे बताओ कि तुमको कहाँ लगा, अपार्ट फ्रॉम वेर यू स्टार्टेड क्राइंग, वेयर डिड यू गो रॉन्ग? क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या लगी तुम्हें इंटरव्यू के अंदर कि मैं कहाँ गलत हूँ?
इंडियन आर्मी की नॉलेज मुझे कम है, तो नॉलेज पे मुझे बहुत काम करना है। ठीक है, जब इंडियन आर्मी की नॉलेज तुम्हें नहीं है, जैसे कि बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन, चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ कौन है, चीफ ऑफ डिफेंस स्टाफ कौन है, मैंने पूछा था इंडियन आर्मी का पहला चीफ कौन था, यू नीडेड टू गो बैक इन हिस्ट्री। एनीवेज, तुमको नहीं पता था। फिर तुमने सेकंड चॉइस थी तुम्हारी सीएपीएफ, तो तुमने आंसर तो याद कर दिया कि पैरामिलिट्री सीएपीएफ बोलूंगी, पर तुम्हें अगर मैं एग्जामिनेशन पैटर्न में घुस जाता तो और प्रॉब्लम होती। तो जब तुम किसी चीज को अपनी फर्स्ट और सेकंड चॉइस बता रही हो और तुम्हारी थर्ड चॉइस की नॉलेज फर्स्ट और सेकंड से अच्छी है, व्हाट डज इट शो श्रद्धा? कि कम इंटरेस्ट दिख रहा है,
कम
पर
इंटरेस्ट
ऐसा है नहीं सर।
नहीं, अरे मैं वो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, ये है नहीं, ठीक है, बट जैसे लॉ जो होता है, लॉ लॉ किस पे काम करता है? फैक्ट्स पे। ये जो फैक्ट्स हैं, फैक्ट्स पे जज नहीं कर रहा हूँ, फैक्ट्स पर मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि तुम एक्चुअल में अगर इंडियन आर्मी के लिए इंटरेस्टेड हो तो कुछ पढ़ोगे उसके बारे में। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैंने तुमसे पूछा बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, तुमने मुझे आईवीएफ बताया, स्टेम सेल्स बताया, और मुझे ये भी पता था तो मुझे आईवीएफ और स्टेम सेल्स बता दो। पर जब मैंने तुमसे रिसेंटली पूछा कि रजौरी पुंछ में क्यों शिफ्ट हो रहे हो, these are just check to know that are you really interested in the under Indian Army। अगर तुम इंटरेस्टेड हो, तुमने बोला मैं एविएशन कोर ज्वाइन करना चाहती हूँ, मैंने सिंपल सा पूछा जहाज कैसे उड़ता है, बर्नौली का थ्योरम बता दो। सो एनीथिंग विच इज रिलेटेड टू फौज, यू आर नॉट एबल टू आंसर मी। एविएशन कोर मैं अगर पूछता कहाँ पर उसका सेंटर है, कौन से प्लेन उड़ाते हैं, चीनूक में कंफ्यूज हो रही थी तुम इंडियन एयरफोर्स से। अब देखो, इंडियन एयरफोर्स, तुमने रफाल को हिंडन में बैठाया हुआ था।
सर मैंने सुना था, अभी न्यूज आई थी।
रफाल इज इन हिंडन, उसके दो, एक हाशिमारा बेस के ऊपर है वो, और आई डोंट नो अबाउट इट्स हिंडन और नॉट, वो देखना पड़ेगा, बट हाशिमारा में तो है। फिर मैंने पूछा था रफाल, हाँ बाला और हाशिमारा के अंदर है वो, वहां पर चाइनीज बॉर्डर को टारगेट करते हुए। ठीक है, अब देखो ये क्वेश्चंस, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर तुम बायोटेक्नोलॉजी फॉर्म में जाओगे तो पूछेंगे ना बायोटेक के बारे में, तो यू आर एबल टू टेल अबाउट बायोटेक बट नॉट अबाउट इंडियन आर्मी। चलो फिर इंडियन आर्मी की कहानी खत्म होती है। ओके, उसके ऊपर बहुत सारे एरिया जैसे तुम आंसर्स नहीं कर पा रही थी, ठीक है, और यू नो अपार्ट फ्रॉम द आर्मी एंड एवरीथिंग, तुम बांग्लादेश के बारे में भी मेरे को बता पा रही थी, दैट्स ओके। तो अभी क्या है, आंसर श्रद्धा प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, कितने टाइम से रनिंग कर रही हो?
सर 2021 से शुरू की थी।
2021 से स्टार्ट करी है तुमने रनिंग, ठीक है। तुम्हारी हाइट कितनी है?
168 सेंटीमीटर।
168 सेंटीमीटर, यार यू आर 70 केजीज, ठीक है। तो एज पर योर हाइट तुम्हारा वो क्या बोलते हैं, बीएमआई, बीएमआई के हिसाब से वेट ज्यादा है कम है?
नॉर्मल है, 70 पे नॉर्मल आता है, पर अभी मुझे पता है मुझे लूज करना है।
हाँ, तो फॉर एग्जांपल अगर वो पूछे कि 2021 से तुम 3 साल से रन कर रहे हो तो तुम्हारी बीएमआई ऊपर क्यों है?
क्योंकि मैंने बीच में छोड़ दी थी।
ऐसे भी क्वेश्चंस बनने लग जाएंगे, क्यों छोड़ती थी, क्या करने लगे थे। मैं तुम्हें बता रहा हूँ कैसे कैसे। अब जैसे तुमने डांस, स्केटिंग, ट्रैवलिंग लिखा है, रनिंग, एक्सरसाइजिंग, राइडिंग, लिसनिंग, म्यूजिक। म्यूजिक में बताओ स्पेसिफिकली क्या सुनते हो। राइडिंग के अंदर तुम बाइक राइडिंग की बात करो। तुमने 3 चीजें लिखी हैं, जितनी चीजें लिख रहे हो उतने क्वेश्चन होंगे। बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक। अब राइडिंग करती हो, राइडिंग से तुमने क्या सीखा है, कौन सी बाइक चलाती हो, सीसी क्या होता है, एनीथिंग अंडर द सन विल बी आस्क्ड। ओके, हर इंटरव्यू के अंदर इंटरव्यू डिफरेंट होगा, वो अपने हिसाब से पूछेगा। बट एनीवेज, सिंस अब जब अगर हम इस पर आते हैं, स्मृति और प्रियांशिका में मैंने तुम्हें फंसाया, ठीक है, तुमने उन बेचारों के सीक्रेट बता दिया मुझे। एटलीस्ट यू शुड हैव ट्राइड सर, दे आर, वो ट्रस्ट इसीलिए कर रहे हैं ना क्योंकि वो सीक्रेट है। ओके, दैट इज व्हाई दैट्स अ सीक्रेट ना। तो बता, उसके बाद फैमिली डिस्प्यूट्स के अंदर अब मैं तुम्हें बताता हूँ कि जब मैं तुमसे इंडियन आर्मी का एग्जांपल ले रहा था, लेट्स से दैट आई आस्क यू व्हाई डू यू वांट टू जॉइन द इंडियन आर्मी, and you say, sir, there are 3 incidents in my life which motivate me to join the forces. First is that, sir, me and my family was not allowed in the grandfather funeral ceremony, and I.
Sir, that was not the reason for army.
So that might not be the reason. I'm just telling you, but that is the reason which pushes you, that your courage and you can perform your duties no matter way. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, पहले में तुमने ड्यूटी परफॉर्म करी, सेकंड तुमने भाभी की ड्यूटी परफॉर्म करी। 2 incidents, दिस एंड मदर की जो स्टोरी है, इन बोथ ऑफ द स्टोरीज, सी आई मेक इट वेरी सिंपल श्रद्धा, दीज आर वेरी इमोशनल इंसिडेंट्स, बट इमोशनल इंसिडेंट्स से तुम्हारा गट निकल कर आए, तुम्हारी स्ट्रॉन्गनेस निकल कर आई। वेन यू से दैट, और ये इंसिडेंट्स तुम रो इसलिए रही हो क्योंकि तुमने इस इंसिडेंट्स की बातें कम करी है। वंस यू स्टार्ट स्पीकिंग अबाउट दिस इंसिडेंट्स, दे वुड बिकम वेरी गुड, ओरिजिनल दिस इज डेफिनेटली अ मोटिवेशनल स्टोरी दैट हाउ डिड यू फाइट द दादाजी एंड मदर, किस तरह तुमने दो इंसिडेंट्स को हैंडल करा। एंड सिमिलरली यू से सर व्हेन आई सी दीस टू इंसिडेंट्स एंड आई सी कि मेरे साइड में एक इंटर आर्मी ऑफिसर रहता है, वो इस टाइप की चीजों को झेलता है, इट गिव्स मी अ लॉट ऑफ मोटिवेशन दैट आई वुड आल्सो बी टेकिंग केयर ऑफ माय जवान्स एंड लॉट ऑफ अदर थिंग्स, राइट? बिकॉज इन दोनों इंसिडेंट्स में तुम्हारी करेज की डिफरेंट डिफरेंट ओएलक्यूज निकल कर आते हैं।
सर मैंने इंसिडेंट डिस्कस किया है,
हाँ
क्लास में सबके सामने किया है,
हाँ
मैं रोई नहीं। अभी किया तो एकदम से मुझे मेरे बाबूजी का चेहरा दिख गया, सो आई कुडंट होल्ड इट।
ठीक है, तो एक दिन बाबूजी आपको देखेंगे यूनिफॉर्म के अंदर। See, in the interview, when you go into the SSB, or basically, I would not say that you're selling yourself, you're trying to show how you're good. अब ये दोनों एपिसोड्स बहुत अच्छे हैं, मदर और दादाजी, इसकी बात करनी पड़ेगी। डोंट रन अवे फ्रॉम देयर, इसको स्ट्रॉन्ग बताओ। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू क्राइम बिकॉज यू टॉकिंग अबाउट सेकेंड और थर्ड टाइम, तुम हर एक के साथ इसके बारे में बात नहीं, इसके बारे में जितना बात करोगे ये नॉर्मलाइज होता चला जाएगा। क्योंकि दोनों इंसिडेंट में मदर और दादाजी के अंदर बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग ओएलक्यूज निकल के आते हैं। एक तो तुम ये डायरेक्टली ओएलक्यूज मत लिखो एसडीटी में, वी डोंट राइट डायरेक्ट ओएलक्यूज, ओएलक्यूज कभी भी एसडीटी में लिखते नहीं है, एडजेक्टिव्स मिनिमम रखनी है, तो ये करेजियस मत लिखो। ये एपिसोड्स मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ जानबूझ के तुम्हें लाने हैं, बट अगर आता है तो जैसे तुम्हारे इंटरन आर्मी में भी अभी भी आंसर में वो ग्रेविटी नहीं आ पा रही है, ग्रेविटी आती है इन आंसर से, सर आई कैन टेक केयर ऑफ पीपल, आई कैन टेक माई ओन स्टैंड, तो वंस इफ आई गेट द अपॉर्चुनिटी टू ज्वाइन द फोर्सेस। देखो हर एक की कहानी के अंदर ट्रिगरिंग पॉइंट कोई ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि वो फौजी बैकग्राउंड से आ रहा है। तुम्हारे ट्रिगरिंग पॉइंट के अंदर अगर ये इंडियन आर्मी ऑफिसर है, इसकी मोटिवेशन कहां से आ रही है? सर आई कैन टेक केयर ऑफ मदर, आई कैन टेक केयर ऑफ दादाजी, आई कैन फाइट फॉर द राइट थिंग्स, इन इंडियन आर्मी फाइट फॉर द राइट थिंग्स। इसको पैरेलल आंसर बनाओ, बहुत अच्छा आंसर बनेगा ये, बिकॉज इन दोनों इंसिडेंट से बहुत चीजें निकल के आती है। व्हेन इट कम्स टू भाभी टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, तुम घर की चीजें ही बता रही हो, चोर्स ले रहे हो, इवेंट्स ले रहे हो जिनको कंप्लीट कर रहे हो, इससे पता लगता है कि तुम एक रिस्पॉन्सिबल पर्सन हो, एक स्ट्रॉन्ग पर्सन हो, यू आर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ योर पेरेंट्स, यू आर टेकिंग द स्टैंड फॉर योर पेरेंट्स। ओके, थोड़ी आज तो हमारी थोड़ी आवाज कम थी, पर ये बहुत था, उरी बालाकोट स्ट्राइक, उरी से बालाकोट, बालाकोट वाज डन बाय इंडियन एयरफोर्स नॉट बाय इंडियन आर्मी, ठीक है? तो आर्मी और एयरफोर्स की नॉलेज तो पूरी हीरी फिरी है, कुछ भी मिक्स करके तुम बोल रही थी, तो दैट इज द पार्ट वेयर यू नीड टू वर्क, लाइक इफ यू गोइंग फॉर इंडियन आर्मी और प्रोबेबली वन ऑफ द बोर्ड्स बैंगलोर इलाहाबाद या कोई आएगा, बोर्ड आ गया तुम्हारा, ठीक है, जो भी बोर्ड आएगा, अपनी इस एनर्जी लेवल को हाई रखो और इन आंसर्स को फ्रेम करो ढंग से, इन आंसर्स को फ्रेम करो ढंग से। लॉट ऑफ प्लेसेस, काफी जगहों पे काम करना है तुम्हें, मल्टीटास्किंग के ऊपर, पुरानी चीजों को जाकर देखो कि कहाँ कहाँ पर वो मुझे पकड़ सकते हैं। वही मैं कहता हूँ, यू स्टार्ट ब्रेकिंग योर पीआईक्यू, उससे बहुत सारी चीजें निकल जाएंगी। मैंने गाजियाबाद उत्तर प्रदेश से स्टार्ट करा था, वहां पे चीजें, दोज वर इजी क्वेश्चंस। अभी तो मैं इस पर तो हम आ ही नहीं पाए आधा, देखो वो हर इंटरव्यू डिफरेंट होगा, बिजनेस कंस्ट्रक्शन, योगा टीचर, सीनियर सेल्स, इस पर भी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस बन सकते हैं। क्या करते हैं पापा, किस तरीके का बिजनेस है, और फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू आर कमिंग फ्रॉम अ फैमिली जिसकी डिसेंट इनकम है, पर तुम क्यों नहीं कंट्रीब्यूट कर रही हो, इस पर क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे। और तुम बायोटेक्नोलॉजी कर रही हो और बायोटेक्नोलॉजी में ही आगे नहीं जाना चाहती, तो फिर कर क्यों रही हो, एक क्वेश्चन ये बन जाएगा। ठीक है, बोल रहे सर बायोटेक्नोलॉजी तो करनी, बट साइंस नहीं करनी, सीएपीएफ करनी है। तो बायोटेक्नोलॉजी अगर थर्ड चॉइस है, तो थर्ड चॉइस को ऐसे मत बोलो घटिया चॉइस है सर, आई वांट टू डू इट बट माय फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस इज फौज, क्योंकि फौज भी सर बहुत चीजें सैक्रिफाइस करती है, फौज भी लोगों के लिए खड़ी होती है जहाँ कोई नहीं होता, चाहे वो उत्तरकाशी हो, उत्तराखंड हो। इसी तरीके से सर मैं भी फैमिली में खड़ी होती हूँ। इसको पैरेलल अपनी लाइफ से रिलेट करोगे, बहुत अच्छा आंसर बनेगा। फौज में क्यों, फौज कैसे खड़ी होती है सर? फौज वहां खड़ी है जहां कोई नहीं है सर, फौज बॉर्डर पे खड़ी हुई है, तेरा फाइनल पर्सन ऑन ट्रिगर, वो अकेले खड़े होते हैं सर। मैंने भी अपनी जिंदगी में यही देखा है, जहां पर कोई नहीं खड़ा, मैं खड़ी होती हूँ सर। आई टेक माई ओन स्टैंड, आई एम रिस्पॉन्सिबल। और ये एपिसोड्स, 5 लाइफ के एपिसोड्स रिस्पॉन्सिबल के, और अगर वो तुमसे बोलते हैं विच आर द डार्क 5 डार्केस्ट फेजेस ऑफ योर, बोलते सर देयर इज नथिंग डार्क, बोलते सर दे आर गुड, क्योंकि डार्क से ही मेरे को सीखने को मिला। These were challenging. There is nothing dark. Those are challenging times. Failure से ही तो सीखने को मिलेगा। फॉर एग्जाम्पल तुम्हारे 10 में से 6 नंबर आते हैं और मान लिया जाए 7 पास है, ठीक है, तो तुम 5 से 1 मार्क पीछे हो और 10 में से 10 से 3 बचे हो, तो फेलियर बस आपको ये बता रहा है कि जो गैप है उसको कितना कंप्लीट करना है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल 10 में से आए तुम्हारे 2 मार्क्स, पासिंग मार्क्स चाहिए 8 मार्क्स, तो 6 का गैप है, 6 पर काम करना है तुमको। तो एवरी फेलियर इज टीचिंग यू दैट व्हाट यू नीड टू इंप्रूव। ओके, सो there's a story that चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य है, वो अपने फर्स्ट मिशन पे जाता है, he loses the war, he goes to चाणक्य से, अरे आंखें नीचे मत करो, ठीक है, he goes to चाणक्य नहीं से सर, कि मेरे को लगा था मैं पहले युद्ध में ही आपको परिणाम दे दूंगा, और वो हार जाता है, उसका मनोबल गिर जाता है। चाणक्य से इसकी जो एवरी फेलियर है वो एग्जैक्ट डिस्टेंस है आपका, आपकी सक्सेस से दूर। Make all these answers, you will definitely improve. Anything you want to ask me? Did you like the interview?
Hi, Shraddha. Good evening. Hi, ma'am. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. So, how did you get to know about SAVDA, by the way?
I got to know it through a social media, Instagram mainly.
Okay,
So
that's nice.
there was a page on Instagram, so I got to know about it.
I got to know कि आपका just interview हुआ है. So, may I know how was your experience with Sanjay Sir's interview?
It was amazing. I got to know that there are so many loopholes in my preparation where I need to fix my preparation in a right direction. Mainly the technical knowledge about Indian Army itself. So I got to know that the field I'm going to join, I have to know many things about it. So it was my one of the drawback in my preparation.
How was the vibe? Interview लेने से पहले कुछ सोचा था?
Vibe
Interview
was
लेने के
amazing.
बाद?
It was amazing.
So, was
Earlier
there
I
any
was
expectation?
nervous a little, but the moment when I sit in front of Sanjay Sir, it was all amazing. He calmed me down, and I was little nervous in the starting, but then I was okay.
Was
all
it the
time.
same Sanjay Sir who teaches you in the class, or you felt a different person is sitting on the other side?
I felt that it's the IO sir who is very practical and was very soothing in his approach towards me. The way he asked me questions, it was all amazing.
It was amazing. What is that one learning you're taking from Sanjay Sir and SAVDA?
One learning is be yourself and try to better yourself. So that's what I had learned from Sanjay Sir. And the way he teaches us to represent ourselves to the fullest in a confident way, and self introspection solely is the one thing that he asked us to work on. And I'm working on it till now.
Sure.
And trying to better myself this way.
All the best for your future. Thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am.